right, so welcome back. Kelly Wells is joining us to talk all things kind of NCDOT and 511. And so one of our text questions is, when you request road repair, after they repair it, are they obligated to restripe the road?
Sure. So our intent would be to put back the road it was before it got hurt in some way. What I will tell you, if you have a specific question, a lot of times people are saying, hey, this about my road, hey, that about my road. We do have a number that can help you. That number is 877 DOT4YOU, 877 DOT4U. And when you call, we have live operators that can listen to your concern and can route your call to the proper office in DOT. It's a big DOT. We have about 9,000 people across the state, so we'll help you figure out who you need to get to for your specific road need.
Right, because each county even has like people in it, so that like if you called and you called a different county or you called another number, they would not know what your project is.
Exactly. Yeah, we have 100 engineers, one in each county, and they have a staff that looks after the roads in each county in the state. So actually, we are one of the few states that doesn't have county roads. So NCDOT is one of the biggest state DOTs in the country because we maintain one of the largest state systems in the entire United States.
And so that means that you're then the ones that are doing the cleaning of the snow and all of that kind of stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So one of the main questions we're getting about is the DMV, and how is the best way to get into the DMV?
Yes, ma'am. So our DMV hotline is 919-715-7000, 919-715-7000, and that's our DMV call center. The other option is to use our website, ncdot.gov/DMV. Now, we've done a really good job there putting out questions that people do frequently ask, so oftentimes you can find your question. But really the best thing to do for DMV needs today is to make an appointment at a facility. Now, you might think, hey, there's a DMV down the road from where I live, I should go there. I will tell you, I just got my son his driver's license appointment, and I did not pick the DMV closest to my house because I know that's a busy DMV. I looked for one 10 or 15 miles outside of the city I live in, and I was able to get an appointment much more quickly.
And I think the big thing is, it used to be that you would call your local DMV to get an appointment, but that has gone by the wayside. It is only the hotline number.
Yes, ma'am, or the website. The website actually works really well to get an appointment. Like I said, I just made one last week for my son. And so what happens is every morning, I think it's 9 a.m., they release new appointments. So if you want a DMV appointment, look in the morning and you'll be able to pick your location, and it will show you if there are any available appointments. I think mine's scheduled about 6 weeks out. So in the Raleigh area, anyway, we're scheduling 6 weeks out for driver's license, things like that. So they want to think ahead. You can't call and say, oh, I hope I can go to DMV tomorrow. That's not going to work.
All right, so this next question is, what help do you get from 511? And that is specifically people talking you through what's going on traffic-wise.
Yes, ma'am. So the most common question we get is, hey, I'm sitting in traffic. What is going on? Should I get off here or should I just tough it out? So what our operators can see is if there's a crash or if there's a work zone, you might be a mile from that crash or work zone, or you might be 6 miles from that crash or work zone. So you can get information. We can see where the different speeds of traffic are. We can tell you when it starts to clear. Ma'am, in about 2 miles, the traffic should break free and you're probably better off just waiting. Or ma'am, that's going to be bad for the next 5 or 6 miles. Do you see the next exit? You might want to take that. So we can coach you a little bit. We also do a lot of what I call pre-trip planning. So a lot of times when people are going to Tennessee for the weekend or something like that, they'll call and say, hey, is there construction in the mountains on Friday? And we can tell you before you go what you could expect on your weekend travels.
Okay, and I think they kind of had this mixed up because they said, what kind of help do you get from 511? Can they change your tire or bring you gas? But that's really the roadside assistance when they do Star HP.
Correct. Star HP will get you to our roadside assistance.
Okay, and so what kinds of things? Will they help you change a tire? Do they have extra gas?
Yes, ma'am, they do. And I just checked. I thought you were going to ask me about gas, so I just looked it up. And we, in fact, did not give out any more gas over the last week than we have in other weeks. But I thought you would ask me that. So, no, most common things are changing tires. We do wellness checks. When we see you on the side of the road, we stop and say, hey, is everything okay? And oftentimes people say, yeah, I just stopped to do whatever they're doing. Again, don't stop there. Get out of the flow of traffic, but we stop and check on you. But gas, flat tires, things like that. We can call a tow truck for you if that's what you need as well.
And then the next follow-up question to that was, do you have to pay for that kind of roadside assistance?
No, ma'am, it's free, and it's actually sponsored by State Farm Insurance, but in North Carolina and in most states, it's a free service.
Okay, but that is Monday through Friday only, and it's like business hours, 9 to 5-ish, that kind of thing. So
Yes.
if you have to leave your car on the side of the road, you see sometimes a lot of people put something white in the window. Do they need to do that?
We're going to check on it anyway, so it's not really necessary, but I know a lot of people like to do that. We're going to come and check on you. We check on anything that's on the side of the road. Also, there's a law that you only have 48 hours to move your vehicle off the side of the road, because far too many people will leave their car and it will get hit by other cars. So we kind of cleaned that up a few years ago and said you can't just leave a car out there for day after day after day. So we will actually put a sticker on your car so we can start the clock, and then we'll have your vehicle removed if it's been out there for too long.
All right, we have just about under a minute, but someone is saying, hey, there's a road that I live next to and it's pretty bad and it needs to be patched up. Who do I contact? And I know you want to tell them about the website.
Yes, ma'am. So you can go to ncdot.gov, and if you scroll down to the very bottom, it says contact, and under that it says send message. And if you click on send message, it asks you what your issue is. Do you have a drainage issue, or does the road need to be paved? Do you have a whole choice, a list of choices? You put in your location, and that email will go to the appropriate DOT office. So that's the best place for a specific question like that.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time, your expertise. If you missed any of this, you can find the information on our website in the Who Wants to Know section.